Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Let's Talk About series. I'm so happy that you guys join us right now. We are getting started, and I think it's going to be a really fun time. We have Takiya Wormsley with us today, talking about the positivity of massage therapy. We also have Braxton, who's being quite whiny tonight. But what?
Uh-oh. Here comes my 5-year-old.
See, I mean, we're moms and we're entrepreneurs. This is what happens, and
yep.
You just have to.
No, that can't be there though.
Yeah. To anybody watching, we apologize, but I mean, your kids are your kids, and they can be in your space whenever they want.
Mommy entrepreneurs. That's what it is.
Absolutely. You just got to make it work, you know.
Yep.
Seeing all of it, and it's kind of like that conversation around breastfeeding in public. Some people have it, and if you're a working mom, I pumped everywhere. So like I pumped in PNC Park, Brooklyn Academy of Music, Hillman Cancer Center, like you name a random place.
And I pulled out my boob everywhere.
So I did too. So like he got breastfed in Heinz Field during a Steeler game. So you know everyone's cheering and we're like, yay!
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, we make it happen. We work around the clock, whether it's taking care of our kids or taking care of others. But Takiya actually takes care of our physical body. So one of the forms of self-care that we often think about the most is our physical, but we think of it as like working out or like yoga, right? So we're like, oh, I'm burning the calories, like that's my self-care. But we miss kind of that like maintenance of ourselves. So going to the doctor, getting our checkups, mammograms, pap smears for men, getting their prostate checks, like all of that's very important.
And it's all second nature.
Yes, and we don't always do it. So I'm very crazy about getting my annual exam. Like the minute I have mine, I'm like, all right, let's book it for the next year. Like, let's just have it done. If my insurance allows, I go twice a year just for like maintenance and check. I think for women's bodies, so many things for us are asymptomatic. So like I've had cervical cancer twice and there was like no symptoms to it at all. If I wouldn't have gotten my yearly PAPs, they would have never been able to catch it and it could have potentially grown into something that was a bigger issue. So I'm just one of those people that's like, I'll go with you if you need to. Like I'll make the appointment with you.
Yeah.
So that leads us to what you do with massage therapy and really a conversation of why massage therapy is not a luxury that we do, but really a necessity.
It is. So I really feel like, and I have more than one child here. So if you hear, the other background noise, it's my gamer. So he's probably screaming, but, yes, massage is not a luxury. It's not a splurge. That's one of the other words that I hear a lot. It's not something that rich people, the rich, can get massages every week or on a bi-monthly or weekly basis and things like that. It is to bring balance. And that's my biggest push when it comes to massage. It brings balance to your mental, to your physical. Like there's so many benefits. It reduces stress. Overall, it is a good thing to have in your regimen, in your self-care regimen, in order for you to be at your peak, you know what I mean? To be whole. And from a holistic approach, if your mind, your body, your spirit, your physical isn't where it needs to be, then we get ailments. We have concerns that we don't know, that are going on because there goes those asymptomatic, symptoms. And we don't know what's going on. But with massage, it's not only does it bring balance, not only does it relieve stress, the body in itself heals itself if we allow it, if we give it time to do so. And so I stress those things to my clients. Sometimes it's just not always a session of touch, right? Like this is why I'm touching you here. This is what I'm working on there. And yes, I do feel that shoulder pain because that's where a lot of people carry their stress and their tension and things like that. But the benefits overall, it outweighs the costs. And I make it very, very affordable for people to enjoy massage in the comfort of their home and or space, offices, things of that nature, so that you don't look at it as a splurge, so that you can budget it into your monthly budget and be okay with it and not feel guilty, right? That mom guilt that we sometimes have about spending the money on yourself. So I make it affordable. I make it convenient because I come to you, I'm mobile, and the benefits outweigh the costs all the time, hands down.
So my mom's on this chat, and I actually had Takiya come
to Juju.
I had Takiya come to my house on a Saturday morning and give my mom a massage. So, Mom, do you want to talk about the experience and just how like fantastic it was for you?
You shouldn't talk about something that aesthetically personal. It was absolutely amazing. Kia was amazing. I'm not one that likes to have people I don't know touch me. I get really anxious. When Tori first told me she booked a massage, I didn't know whether to thank her or slap her. After the massage, I hugged her. I bought her treats. It was absolutely amazing. Kia walks through what she's doing. She doesn't just reach over and grab a part of your body and start kneading and massaging. She tells you what she's doing. She tells you why she's doing it. She focused on areas that she knew I had some issues with. I have the computer neck thing, and she worked that out, and I actually had to go to work a little bit later and work on the computer, and I was like, oh, I don't want to do this. I just want to be so calm and relaxed, and I was the whole day. It actually, for several days, it took before work really like got on my nerves and I wanted to tell everybody where to go.
Oh, that's so good to hear.
it was one of the best experiences I've had.
And what was really fantastic is that, like, she came into the house. She was so professional. She had a mask on. For those of you that are still worried about like social distancing and Corona, like she was definitely up to the health code of it. Your, table was sanitized. She had everything ready, just like you would go into a massage parlor. And she even brought her own aromatherapy and essential oil mixes that she makes to like use on the body. And she like walked you through like what scents and stuff like that. And we're an essential oil family, so we didn't need education, but that she still did it was really fantastic, because for some people that don't know, they don't know why you're using eucalyptus or you're using lavender or coconut versus almond oil or any of those additional health benefits to it. And then she had like soft music, and it was a little gloomy that morning, and so we had 2 or 3 people sit in a dining room, and it was really, like, honestly, like, minus the kids' toys everywhere, it felt like we were in a Zen type of massage, place or parlor, whatever you want it. Yeah. And so I love the fact that it could be really safe for us, that she could come into the home, that we weren't going into a spa that had maybe 100 other people in there throughout that week or potentially that day. But she, I know this might like be a thing for some people, but like she arrived on time. Like when she told me the time, she arrived on time. I don't know how many times I've gone to the spa and they're like, your appointment's at 10 and they don't take you till 10:15, and then you're
because it's a 50-minute window and not an hour. That's the other thing. I give you a full hour on the table.
You go in and you're like, all right, it's 10:15. That means I get to 11:15, and at 10:55, they're like, you're all done. You're like, where's my 20 minutes? And so, we didn't feel rushed. And so it was just a really great experience. It was so great that I booked my own massage for myself in 2 weeks. I finally have some of my deadlines done at that time. So I'm taking like a self-care day. So I will enjoy mimosa in the morning and candles and in the afternoon. Wait. So it just really was a fantastic experience.
I'm glad I could be there. The only thing that I will say though about talking through the massage, because not everybody loves to talk, but me and your mom were actually having a conversation, right? So I get the vibe from whomever is on the table. So if you want to talk, I'll have conversation with you. I'll, let you know, like, hey, I'm doing this because, or if you mention something that is bothering you or could, is bothersome while we're on the table, then I'll address that issue through touch and through talk as well. So I don't talk to everyone, right? Because some people just want to relax and not absolutely just let me listen to the music, let me fall asleep, let me relax. And outside of the touch and being massaged, that's their thing. I have clients that I do not absolutely, I say, hey, hello, how you doing? Check in. And then once my hands start going, they're like, Mom. So
that's me. I'm a talker, but like when it comes to my massage or like getting a pedicure or a manicure, that is like meditative to me.
Yes.
So I don't want to talk. I want my brain to just go completely
turn off. I want it off.
Yeah. And so one of the reasons why I think that the massage therapy is important, and especially since you come to the homes, is right now during the age of COVID, we are missing physical touch, right? Like we're not getting hugs from people, even like the random people, handshakes, hugs, high fives. We're missing kind of that physical entity. And I think a lot of people are experiencing depression and anxiety because they didn't realize that one of their
they needed it. Yeah.
That one of their love languages or just ways that they function is that physical touch. So the massage therapy that you do is such a great form of that, of being able to have kind of support given to your body, right? Like you're working on your neck or your back or your legs and those muscles and enjoying kind of that relaxation, but also you're getting the physical touch, which is a total pampering experience to have that kind of, I don't mean intimate in a sexual way, but intimate in
like of course not. Yeah.
Like an energy exchange, right? Like
that is definitely what it is. I definitely believe in the transference of energy. It is something that it's actually talks about during training, that the way that you go into a session is what you are going to essentially transfer to your clients. So I'm always in a meditative state on my way to my massage, and while I am there, I kind of just zone out. I get in my, get into my groove, and I'm in it to make sure that you're getting everything that you can get out of that session, because we can't fix you in one visit, right? But we can make improvement into whatever ailment or muscle is causing you some type of tension while I'm there. And so I listen to the body with my fingers, and I like your mom said, I focus on what I can tell needs the attention, along with giving you that full body massage. So I love it. My passion shows through.
Things that she said, and I'll let her take over, is you started by like kind of doing like a very simple face massage.
Mm-hmm.
Mom, you want to talk about that?
Oh my God, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. I've never had anybody touch my face or massage my face. He and I laughed and joked when she was doing it, because as she was massaging my head, I told her that even when I don't need a haircut, I'll go pay to get my haircut just to have my hair washed by somebody for the massage. But the face was just amazing. I felt so good and so clear afterwards. I mean, mentally clear, nasally clear. It was awesome.
Yeah, I love that you kind of literally start from like top to bottom. I know if you've ever done a massage, sometimes you go in and they're like, well, where do you want us to concentrate? And you're like, oh, well, sitting at the computer, I really want you to concentrate on my neck. And then it's 45 minutes on your neck, and then it's 15 minutes for absolutely everything else.
Yeah, touch and go.
yeah, your muscles are all attached, like, right? Like it's a give and take. You know, if my leg goes forward, there's a muscle that has to extend and a muscle that has to contract. So when we don't understand that form of our physicality, we need someone who understands that for us to be able to understand, like, okay, like if your posture is you like slouching, that means we need to work with like the core and the back. It's not just your shoulders. That's part of it. So, you know, like being able to have education as well as you're getting massaged, I think is really important. So you can understand for your next few appointments of, you know, whatever you did on my hip, like that really helped. So,
Yeah.
I haven't.
And it goes back to that balance, that thing on balance, you know, just being balanced on the body itself. So if I'm touching one side, I have to touch the other side because it corresponds together. If I'm touching the front, I touch the back. So it's not, you're getting relief here, but you're not getting any relief in your back. So it definitely corresponds with your body. It's parallel. Everything runs, you know, together, and everything, like you said, everything's connected. And you don't just focus on one area and then not focus on something or another area that's attached directly to it. So,
right.
Yeah.
And I think even just educating, go get it, I'll fix it. I think even educating people of, you know, let's talk about what your ailments are. So like for me, I have issues with my hip, and I know it's just from, stop it. I know it's just from putting my toddler on my hip. And so that's the reason why. And so I know that I often go like this with him on this hip. So this one is out of balance. And then
he's higher than the other.
Yeah. And then sitting at a computer, and then how we sleep and how we lay, like all of that pushes our body and our muscles, our joints and our bones in and out of certain orders. And because of that, then we end up with the issues that we have.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I don't only offer table massage. I do offer some of the services that I do. Oh, excuse me, that I do offer chair massage. So for those that may not want to get on the table or lay on the table, chair massage is available as well. And I do that in for nonprofits as well as for, you know, like girl parties or girl nights or things like that. So I have clients that I see just when them and, you know, their friends get together. And no matter where or what, as far as traveling is concerned, I service the whole Pittsburgh and surrounding county areas. So, and I also travel to the DMV area as well. Once a month, I go to Baltimore and service clients there. So it's
we have quite a few of our senoritas that are from Baltimore, so we'll have to share your information out.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
We have a few from Baltimore City and the DMV area and PG County, so we'll make sure that we can tag them for you so you can come and visit them. But if someone is a little skeptical of bringing someone, I guess, into their house to do this, because it kind of is intimate. Like, what would you say to kind of help someone feel a bit more comfortable? I had every intention of like washing the hardwood floors and having like flowers and all that other stuff when you got here. And instead we had kids' toys. And I think there might have even been like dishes in the sink. And so
listen, this is what I tell people. Homes are meant to be lived in, right? So I'm a mother first and foremost, and my home is never in tip-top what's it called, staging condition. It's never in a staging condition. No matter how many HGTV shows I want to watch or consume, my house is never in that type of condition. So there's no judgment. The fact that someone invites me into their space is I'm grateful for that. Now I will say that I'm real. Like I'm here to give you the relief that you need, you know, not necessarily to say, oh my God, look, girl, wait, what happened? You know, as long as I have space to set my table up and to work around that table, I have no qualms at all about what your house looks like. I mean, you know, it ain't no, you know, other things running around and
it's important because I think, like, especially as moms, we often want support, but we're afraid of like what people think if they come to like a messy house or a chaotic house or toys out or any of that.
Meant to be lived in.
Yeah, you're like, you don't want to say like, well, yeah, sure, come over. Like, I'd love to have a cup of coffee, because you're like, oh my God, I don't have time to like clean up the kitchen or do this or this. So I think that's really important for people to know, is it's okay if there's toys hanging around because you're a mom. It's okay if there's a basket of clothes that need to be folded because
there are at my house. There's toys, there's clothes, there's a case of water sitting on the kitchen floor. Like, yes, it's not.
We have the water on the floor. We also have a juice box on the floor. Right now, Trolls and Sharks line.
Listen, Tori. If I could turn this camera around, and I'm not, but I'm just saying, we're not supposed to have it all together. We juggle. We're running. We're going. And even now, being in COVID times and everyone is in the home, you really expect for me to walk in and be like, girl, why you ain't clean up? What are you doing? What's going on? Like, no, my son owns the entire right-hand side of my living room. The entire right-hand side. All of his toys, everything is there. So, no, there is no judgment. As long as your space is welcoming, I'm not walking into any negativity or hostile situation. I'm here to be of service. That's what I am.
I think that's so important then, to let people know that it's okay to be the authentic you, because if you're asking someone to come in for your particular service, you're asking them to come in and you want them to take care of you. And I think part of that is like knowing like, hey, I want you to come in. I want you to take care of me. I need this massage therapy for self-care, for love, for support. I need the energy. I need the release. I need the calm. I need the meditation. Whatever the reason is, you're welcoming that energy in. And I didn't get the massage that Saturday, but I can tell you that our house felt that energy. It felt that calm. It felt that happy. The whole house was like on even keel the whole entire day. There were no tantrums. There was no meltdowns. I didn't feel like, oh wait, Mom, they didn't hear you. Hold on. She was muted. I'm trying.
Yeah.
There you go, Jude.
You must have muted everybody.
So so you're telling the whole world that I'm a pain in your ass?
No, what I'm saying is that Kia came in and the energy that she gave, I think, was so calming and so powerful that the whole entire house for that day was on like mellow drive. It was like we were on like CBD, like like everybody was just so like chill and calm. And I think like intention manifested that morning. Like, it's going to be calm. We're going to be relaxing. We're going to be peaceful. We're going to show love. I just think that like when you come into a home and bring positive energy and then you leave and you're removing the negative energy or that chaos, like it's almost like cleansing.
I accept that. I definitely am accepting of that. I thank you for that thought. What I do want to ask you though is if either one of you have tried your bath soak.
Yes, I have. And
what did you think? This is raw. So what did you think? Give me your honest opinion.
Oh, look at this. So not only did she come, she gave us like a little gift. It smells good. You want to smell? It smells.
I'm gonna sleep in like 10 minutes.
No, actually said it smells like cake. But so it is this bath soap that you toss it in. My bath was like maybe 4 minutes, so I really didn't get to truly enjoy it as much as I wanted to. So I didn't use that much because I knew I wanted to really save it. But you guys can't see it, but there's Himalayan salt, there's Epsom salt, there's lavender, and there's essential oils. And it's like real lavender seeds. Like you can't
It
see
is.
It smells. Actually, I wonder if you can see, like, do you see all these seeds in there? Like, look at that. That is that's like 2 lavender
A whole
plants.
row.
And so I don't have a lot going on Thursday during the day, and just
Okay.
work from home. While he's at school, I plan on like enjoying as my lunchtime a nice soak. To
Yes.
kind of, have that moment or whatever. But this is really great. So if anyone is interested, she does make it and it smells phenomenal. As someone who uses Epsom salt quite frequently, my mom and I both do. We both use
Listen.
essential oils. I lived the only way that I could walk when I was pregnant is that every night I had to take a bath in Epsom salt
Oh my gosh.
to get the swelling down.
Mhm.
Because I didn't have any issues during my pregnancy except that I swelled. So I was on
Okay.
my feet all day working. So by the time I got home, I couldn't put shoes on. I couldn't put flip-flops on. I couldn't put socks on. So at 7:00, I would make a bath. The Pirates would play. So I'd listen to the game. And I would sit and I would soak for an hour. I didn't allow anybody to call me. I didn't check my phone. I did nothing
Right.
besides just soak my really tired pregnant limbs.
Yes.
And honestly, if I wouldn't have done the essential oils, and that's really when I got into the essential oils, was when I was
Okay.
pregnant. If I wouldn't have done the essential oils and the Epsom salt, I don't think I could have worked. I worked all the way up until almost I delivered. But there's just no way. It was an incredibly hot summer. I was in the film industry, so I was on the go all day. And
Oh wow.
would puff up. I remember being in a church meeting and I couldn't put my shoes back on to walk
Oh.
outside. My feet were
Well,
so
pregnancy massage is a thing, right? Everything is just in the sideline position. So if there are any self-care senoritas that are pregnant, even in late stages, I had 2 clients last week. I was doing chair massage, and they were both pregnant, both in the last 2 months of their pregnancy, and they were just like, massage, chair massage, oh my gosh, like, wait, where you at? Where I sign up? Do I need to take my clothes off? Do I need, are you doing feet too? It was hysterical. But just to be able to offer them even for a brief moment, because it was just like 15 minutes here, for each individual, but just a brief moment of relaxation, calming their muscles, their hands, their feet, just being able to provide that for them was everything. And I was just like, all right, mama, go on, take your shoes off, let's relax, and they enjoyed it.
I wish that would have been something that I would have done pre and postnatal. I just really postnatal, I did not take care of myself in any way, shape, or form. I really just ran myself down because I felt like I had to. I felt like I didn't have the opportunity or the time to make that time. So okay, you sold me. I'm getting my massage, and like, how often should I do my massage in order to maintain kind of that healthy body, removing that lactic acid in my body, and kind of helping with that muscle and tension release?
So I say that if there are like ailments where, like I've relieved frozen shoulder in some of my clients and things like that, I see them on a weekly basis. But for people who just want to maintain their self-care bi-monthly or monthly, so every two to 3 weeks or something like that, where you can not fit this in, where you can take the time to schedule this into your routine, do it. Absolutely do it.
Send me your schedule, Kia.
Okay, Gigi. But yeah, it's not, it's not something that, this once a year birthday massage, like let's do it on my birthday, and this was really relaxing, and you spend $300 at the spa for that one day.
Yeah. Where you can spend that throughout, spend that $300 and do it continuously. And
throughout the year.
That used to be something. Now I have 2 girlfriends that swear by massage therapy. Like they have massage therapists that they've had in their lives for years now. When COVID happened, they were really cranky. And I was like, oh, guys, like, it's a luxury service. Like, you'll be fine. You can't get waxed. You can't get your eyebrows done.
Right.
And then as I went through this self-care journey just a little bit more, and you and I, we had this really great conversation. I don't even think I know how we even got connected. I think someone referenced Facebook. Yeah. Someone
it was definitely Facebook. Yep.
someone referenced you. I got your number. We called. We said, you know, I was telling you about self-care senorita. You're like, hey, I have this product. Let's chat. And then we started building this really great energy. And then we found out we live like right next to each other, which is also
right.
but so I started doing my own research because that's just the historian in me of like the power of massage therapy. And I always knew it was important, but I thought like, who really has the money for it? And then I realized that like what my friends were doing, it wasn't a luxury service. That money, whether it was $60 or $80 or whatever the case was, how much they were spending every 2, 3, 4 weeks, was body maintenance for themselves. So it was mental, it was emotional, it was spiritual, it was physical. It helped them work better. It helped them be more clear. It took care of their bodies, and they were able to produce, you know, better than maybe what I could, because I was like, well, I don't want to spend the money. I'll just do stretches. Well, I mean, stretches are great, but really like getting in there and understanding. And I suffer from migraines. I always have. It's something that I've had my whole life. And this past summer, I think just with stress, not eating properly, my body not being aligned, having, you know, way too much yucky stuff in my body, my migraines really kicked up a lot this summer. And there were 3 different nights where I was like down and out for the count. Like I was sick in bed, no lights, don't touch me. And it took me several days to get rid of that headache. Massage therapy is also a really great form to help if you have chronic migraines. And if it isn't your diet, if it isn't, you know, if it is hormones or else, it helps with that realignment and that removal of tension. And
yes,
so
it does. I used to suffer from migraines for 3 years. And I actually went on this was prior to my massage training, but I went on what they call a headache diet. And literally everything that I made had to be cooked from scratch. And it was the most expensive diet to get rid of those migraines.
Yes.
But I have not had a migraine in well over 10 years.
wow.
So the body heals itself. I'm go back to that. The body heals itself if we give it time. If we allow ourselves the time for it to heal, it will heal itself. And that's with anything that you do, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, it all has to be in balance. And massage is no different. Touch is no different, you know? So
I agree.
I'm really big on that.
That's why we're on this journey of self-care, is that someone might say, well, you know, I take care of myself. I go on these lavish vacations. Well, okay, that's like, you know, a weekend here or there, or a few days or whatever else. But spiritually, are you maintained? Are you emotionally maintained? Yeah. You know, emotional self-care is removing toxic people. And sometimes those toxic people are friends or coworkers,
family
members. And so even being able to do some of that hard work, someone said to me a few weeks ago, they saw a picture and they're like, you're positively glowing. Like, do you have a new man in your life? I was like, no, partly why
I'm at peace.
I was like, I'm really at peace. Like, I'm working for myself. I'm not having to do the rat wheel. I'm not having to do networking events. I'm not having to go to political things. I'm not sitting in meetings because it's the right thing to do. I am deciding my time. I'm deciding my energy. I'm deciding what I feel is important for myself and for my family. And I know that that looks different for every single person.
Yes.
So that looks different. For
I'm smiling really, really huge for you though, Tori, because I am also just getting into that space and it feels absolutely amazing. Like the sleep, the rest that I've had, you know, just getting up and being positive all day and focusing on that. I can't even tell you that that I was in this space last month.
I know, and
it feels great.
When you start to really focus in on your self-care, and people often, at least people I hope as they're coming on this journey with me, understand that self-care is inside and outside, but when one part is taken care of transversely, the other starts to be taken care of. So in the mornings, I have really dedicated time to like manifesting like ideas, right? So like this morning, it was kind of chilly outside. I took my coffee outside. I sat outside and just kind of like enjoyed the cool breeze and was like, this is what we're going to get done today. This is what we're going to do today. This is how I feel powerful, what I want to do with my time and my energy. And, you know, I had a great day and there's been a lot of really great things happening. and someone's like, wow, your hard work is paying off. It is hard work, but it's also claiming that it was mine to take. And
okay.
so, right?
Yes.
That
part.
A little testimonial, right? Of claiming that, you know, I believe in what's called a kindness karma. And I think I'm going to trademark that. So there's things that people are like, well, you should have gotten paid for that. You should have done this. And I'm like, I know, but I helped this person. And maybe not tomorrow, maybe not the next day, maybe even when I need it. But that kindness is
coming back.
And a prime example, a student of mine that I had in higher education, he was one of my first students, 10 years ago. We've always stayed in touch. He's kind of like a little brother. He started his own company. He's been doing some really great stuff. And he hit me up and he's like, hey, I saw a post that you made on your social media. I loved it. Can you just make one for me? I'm like, yeah, sure. So I did it for him. And he's like, well, how much? And I was like, oh, $5. It didn't take me much. He's like, all right, send me your Cash App. I checked my Cash App later and he dropped me $50. And I'm like, no. I didn't have zero. $5. And he's like, A, I know your time is more valuable than that. B, you deserve to have a drink. And C, like, how many times did you take $5 out of your pocket and give to me or feed me or take care of me? That was
blessings.
10 years ago that I had him as a student, and he now has the capability to pay it back, and he did. And so if that's not a testimonial for you all to know that what you manifest, what you put out, I truly believe it comes right back around.
It does.
And I do believe that COVID in some ways was a hidden miracle for a lot of us. I do think it made us stop. I think it made us realign our priorities. I think it made us have to sit still with our thoughts. So I know a lot of people are struggling with mental health. And, you know, I want to make sure that we can get access to those services for people, but even being able to have conversations of like, what is making you anxious? So as someone who suffers from anxiety, I'm constantly asking myself, like, why is this particular thing making you anxious? Is this an outside reason that's making you anxious or is it an inside reason? If it's outside, how do we fix it and remove it so it doesn't make you anxious anymore? And it's not an easy journey. It's very hard. Depression is very hard. A lot of us miss our friends. We miss our family. We didn't realize that we needed the social interaction or maybe the attention from social interaction as well. Maybe we didn't realize that we needed to see people or feel valued or have physical or that energy kind of shared.
I agree.
So I think we're all realizing kind of what is it that we need to fill that cup up. And so as long as you're doing it safely during COVID and wearing a mask, if that means getting a pedicure, please go right ahead. If it's not, then that's perfectly fine. If it's getting a massage, which you absolutely should do. If it's rock climbing, if it's hiking, we have a garden that I'm like obsessed about right now. We have like pumpkins that are growing. We have sunflowers that just bloomed. I just harvest basil, peppermint, lemon balm, and lavender this week. And
I'm coming for a visit.
Come on. I think it's summer. Like there's just so much joy that comes out in the morning, and I'm like standing there like with my coffee, and my mom is so funny because she often goes out in the morning with like her tea and you see her watering the flowers. So I'm driving down the hill taking Braxton to school and I see my mom like watering the flowers and tending to them. And so, you know, Braxton goes out there and he waters the flowers and he tends to them. And so it's a whole family thing, and we're reaping and sowing, and that's a whole other biblical lesson.
We can talk all night about that, about just reaping the good, and being in the position to receive, because what you put out comes back to you, just like you said. And so whether or not you're putting out good or putting out bad or putting out, you know, anxiety and bad vibes, and it's all in what you see for yourself. And so I believe in, like I said, the transference of energy. So I present myself with positivity, and my touch is an extension of that.
And that's
absolutely
such a great month, because the energy you gave to others is now the universe is kind of circling it back into you. Yep.
It's time. Tori, I said this last week. I'm manifesting my busiest year. Yes. 2020 may not have been, you know, good coming in, but I'm literally manifesting my busiest season. And I am open to that. I'm open to being busy, to being productive, to bringing in everything that I have given. And so, and even if I'm just starting to give those things and just starting to be in that space, it doesn't matter, because it's going to come back around.
It will. And I feel like that's a really great part. I do want to be mindful of our time.
Absolutely.
So you have a surprise for our senoritas. Do you want to tell them what that is?
Yes. So for any senoritas that would like to, you don't have to necessarily schedule an appointment. I do offer e-gift cards, but I am offering the Self-Care Senorita Tribe 15% off of any service and or e-gift card for LabDolls, LabDoll Wellness.
Perfect. So girls,
I'll make sure Tori gets that link.
Yep, I'll get the link and I'll share it out. So like literally you have no reason why not to try it out now. And I do love what you mentioned, and I think we should say this again really quick, is that doing this as a girls' night, my girlfriends are spread out a little bit everywhere.
Okay.
Some have really gone through some really, sick parents, death, some trying times with work, just some things that are really hard. And so maybe dedicating a night that you're at someone's house where you guys can have a mellow time where you're getting together, you're social distance, but you're enjoying space and energy. And then you get to have a massage, whether it's a chair massage or foot or hand or the full body. That's something that would be really great as a girls' night. I love that idea for a bachelorette party, instead of going wild, like let's get right before we have to jump over that broom. Or even like for our grandparents, being able to have some come in and do, we brought in a massage therapist for my grandmother who suffers from COPD and
arthritis. A lot of our elders suffer from arthritis in their hands and things like that. So yeah.
Right. And it's really helped her. I mean, when she's gotten it done, she's always said she's been so thankful because it removed that pain for that day or for those 2 days or whatever the case may be. So, if you don't want to get the massage, if you don't feel maybe comfortable with that, or you're just not sure, get the gift card, because then you can always use it later if you decide, or you can gift it to someone else.
And they don't expire. I don't, maybe they don't expire. I think it's like a year, but I can actually extend it. So it's not, essentially non-expiration date.
Honestly, if you don't use it within the year, like, you deserve to lose your money. Like, shame on you. Like, massage, give it to someone else. This isn't like Bath and Body Works where you're like, oh, just a hand lotion. Like, this
right.
It's beneficial and wonderful. And most of all, you are supporting a women-owned business, a minority-owned business, a small business. So when you want to give your dollars, like, anybody can go to Massage Envy. You can have anybody who is trained or not trained. And I'm not putting them down. I'm just saying that when your dollars go to Takiya or a small business like myself, you're feeding these really big kids. You're supporting our families. You're allowing us to manifest our dreams and our energy, which is going right back into yourselves. And so, there's a reason why COVID is hitting small businesses, because we wanted efficiency. We didn't necessarily want the emotional attachment. And now I think we realize that those small businesses and that emotion, that tie that we have that with each other is really what's important at this point.
It's crucial. Right? Yeah.
Yeah. And so, I'm very conscientious of shopping as small as possible. I get my coffee from Old Crow in Ambridge. Shout out Old Crow. I get my coffee there whenever I can. I do the farmer's market. I shop local stores. I'm not saying I don't do Target and Walmart and Amazon, because I do, but when I go out
for the things that you can't get from a small business. Yeah.
Right. When I order out, when I eat, when I do certain things, when I have to purchase certain items for our Self-Care Senorita subscription boxes, all of the items that are sourced are from small, local, and minority-owned businesses. So we are literally trickling back into the Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Cleveland, Los Angeles, and minorities and small businesses and veteran-owned businesses that need that support. Neutrogena doesn't need $100 from me, but Takiya can flip $100 into, that's what, 15 Happy Meals,
right?
That feeds your kids for what, 1 day, 2 days, maybe.
Oh my gosh. I'm also big on healthy eating, but it's a struggle with the kids. I have my husband's vegan of 3 years. I've been pescatarian for 2 years, and I just went vegan. And my kids, well, they still eat meat because they're like, what? No, not me. I don't want to. You know, and my 18-year-old is an aspiring chef, and he's just like, no meat? Nah. Nope, not gonna happen.
Yep.
I was like, oh God.
This one loves chicken nuggets, but he also just ate 2 bowls of broccoli for dinner. So
that's awesome.
We have balance. We have balance. Now he does like CHOCOLAT, which I have to spell out because if I say it, he literally turns into like Willy Wonka and starts yelling for it. So we won't mention that word out loud.
Okay.
But Kia, it's been fantastic. We have to do this again. I just
Absolutely
talk to you. I can't wait to see you, for you to come in and give me my massage. We'll book Juju another massage, and hopefully the rest of you will book one as well. 15% off. If you're trying to negate why you're spending that money, just think, well, like, hey, if I'm saving 15%, so really that's like money back into my wallet.
Or if you have an FSA account that you need to spend money on or off of, you can also use your FSA card and be reimbursed that way as well.
So that is amazing to know. And I don't have that, but I know a lot of my friends that work for BNY Mellon and PNC Bank.
Yep. I have clients that use their FSA cards.
So we need to promote that out because that's fantastic. Shout out to all of you that have that, because that
right.
If you've been quarantining, then you didn't have to go anywhere, so you couldn't go to the doctor anyway. So you should have a decent amount of money in that account saved up. So we'll get the link. We'll share it for you guys. Thank you so much, Kia, for coming on.
Thank you for having me, Tori.
For giving us her perspective. Anything you want to add, Juju?
I just think Kia's absolutely wonderful. She made me comfortable, even though it was my home. I was a little anxious, and she came in. I felt like I knew Kia my entire life after 5 minutes. So very comfortable, one of the best things Tori's ever done for me.
Oh, I'm glad I could be a part.
Yeah, I got daughter points. Woohoo! Thank you again so much, and thank you for all of you that tuned in. We will share the link so you can have it. So from us at Self-Care Senorita, Braxton and his little bum, and Takiya and Juju, we thank you for joining us in. Join us next week for Let's Talk About, where we're actually going to talk about financial planning. I think has sparked for all of us a reason why we need to understand savings accounts for our kids, college savings accounts, life insurance, all of that. So Jesus Torres from the Davis Consulting Group is actually going to walk us through what we should do, how we should do it, and what is important. So if you don't have a lot of money to dedicate, that's fine. Literally one savings account can help you. And he kind of walks us through on why $5 a month really does build into that retirement egg or reinvestment and etc. So stay tuned next week, and thank you so much. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Bye.
Good night.